Hi, leaders. Thanks so much for watching the Weekly Connect for the 8th and 9th of November. This week, we are going to be reading over the Bible passage in Judges 3 and 4, and we're going to be teaching the kids that God uses unlikely people. And the unlikely person that he will be using this week is Ehud, which Ehud was unlikely to be used because in his day and age, the being left-handed was considered a handicap and a disability, and he happened to be left-handed, and God used him anyway. And actually, God used this difference, this so-called handicap, to free the Israelites from the evil reign of the Moabites. And Ehud was able to do that because he was left-handed, not simply like in spite of being left-handed, but because he was left-handed. So read that over, Judges 3 and 4, so that you are ready to tell the story, or if you are just teaching, so that you're ready to answer any questions with the kids and you know exactly what we're going to be learning about. So when the kids come into the classroom, first we're going to be playing some games, and we're going to play left-handed games. So obviously if you have a left-handed child in your class, everything that you're doing, they'll be using their non-dominant hand, which would be right. And then the other kids can be using their left hand. We're just going to be using our non-dominant hand to play these games. So we can do rock, paper, scissors. You can do thumb war. You can simply have them draw pictures. Or I have prepared these little papers if you want to play left-handed Pictionary and have the kids just pick, like there's knife in here, there's piece, sword. They just have to draw some of these things, a moon, draw these with their non-dominant hand, and the rest of the class can try and guess what it is that they're drawing. Just get them to use their left hand, get them kind of excited, and just kind of segue us into learning about Ehud when we go into our classroom. So then you'll go ahead and transition into the story room. Again, if you're telling a story, you can tell this story however you'd like. It's all written out for you in the curriculum if that's the way you'd like to. If you want to read that over and do it like that, you can act it out however it feels most comfortable for you. But what we're mostly trying to get across to the kids is that God can use anybody to further his kingdom and to fulfill his purposes. And in this case, he used somebody that other people might consider handicapped or disabled, Ehud, who was left-handed. And his handicap or disability, so-called, actually helped him to put guards off, kind of take them by surprise, because he carried his sword on his right side, and they would check him on his left side for a sword. But because he was left-handed, he would put his sword down his right side and be able to pull it out, and he was able to kill the king and free the Moabites. Free the Israelites from the Moabites. So that's how he was used. It's a very interesting story. If you haven't read it in a while, read it over. It's a little bit violent. I think the boys are going to kind of like it. It has to do with a really big king, King Eglon, and he really big guy, and there's actually a part where Ehud's hand is inside King Eglon's stomach. So I think the boys will think that is pretty funny, pretty gruesome, and they'll like that. Some of the girls might not love that so much, but however you feel comfortable, whatever you feel comfortable talking about in story time, and however you think it's best, just explain that to them. We'll go right into worship, and we'll just talk again about how God can use anybody to further his kingdom and to do his work. And if we are just open to surrendering ourselves to him, he can use us even if we feel like we're maybe unlikely, even if we're young or old or tired or a woman or left-handed or right-handed or whoever we are. God can use anybody to further his kingdom and to do his will, as long as we are willing to listen to him, to obey him, and to surrender our lives to him. So after you sing your songs and talk about worship and, of course, your offering, we will move right into the blessing. And the blessing this week is from 1 Corinthians 1:26 through 31. Remember, dear brothers and sisters, that few of you were wise in the world's eyes or powerful or wealthy when God called you. God chose things despised by the world, things counted as nothing at all, and used them to bring to nothing that the world considers important. So then then you'll also give the blessing and then dismiss the kids out to their classroom. After the story time, you have your review questions. As always, you can play a game while doing that. You can just ask the review questions. You can even start on the craft that I have for you while you ask the questions. If that works out for you while the kids are working, you can just kind of ask the questions, however it works. So that being said, When you go into your room, you will have the supplies. You will have a roll of tape. You will have a little popsicle stick, something like this. Some of you will have a spoon, which is a little bit wider and easier to use, but I couldn't find any more spoons, so I had to get these little ones too. And then a big fat craft stick. And what you're going to be making is our swords. So you'll get each child a piece of tape around this size. It's about a foot in length. And you'll be giving them one of the big craft sticks and one of the little craft sticks, whether it's a spoon or not. And then you'll just put them down here at the bottom, kind of just like this, like a little cross, just enough of this to make a handle. And you'll tape it on, and then you'll just wrap your tape around once, maybe even twice, going that way. Obviously, you can take more time than I'm taping. In the interest of making a shorter video, I'll do it quickly. And then you'll wrap it the other way, kind of like if you were sewing a button on or something like that. You'll just crisscross it over and tape it down, and you will make your sword. Now, the kids, of course, when you give them their foot of the tape, they can color that tape. If they want to color it a different color, they can do whatever they want. They can even color their swords however they want to do. But by the end, you should have something that resembles a sword, such as this, to remind them of how Ehud used his sword to defeat King Eglon. So that's what we're going to be making. That's all I have for you this week. If you have extra time and you are finished with your craft and you're finished asking all the questions and you still have some time, our story next week will be in Judges 4 and 5. So feel free to go over that Bible work. And as always, if you have anything specific you'd like for us to pray about, just give us a call. Let us know. We'd love to pray for you. And if you have any questions or you don't understand anything in this lesson, just give your campus supervisor a call and they will help you out with that. So thank you so much. Have a very blessed week, and we will see you on the weekend. Thanks.